Letter number 14, straight mail, October 22, 1943. Dear Margie. Received an aerograph from you dated the 12th, but the letter wasn't numbered. Please start numbering them, dear, then I will know how the mail is coming through. You mentioned Thanksgiving. It was the first time I had realized that there should be one. It is not observed over here, at least I didn't hear of any mention of it. Yes, we had a nice time last year, didn't we? I only wished it could have been repeated this year. Maybe next then we will be taking our family with us, some fun at teaching him or her to paddle the canoe or do a little hunting, and I can see where I will have to make skis to size just as soon as I get home. We are due for a lot of fun. You asked about a few name suggestions, dear. Well, one we both liked was Mike, but what about an Al or Jack or Gil? If it's a girl, I still want the name Margie in there someplace and not too far back. One thing, dear, make it a fairly common one. We mustn't burden the young tyke right from the start. Gosh, it's hard to realize I will soon be a papa. I can see that I will have to get home just as soon as I can. I am glad to hear that Barb fared so well. She is a lucky girl having one of each. I bet Peter has trouble buttoning his tunic, and no wonder. We finished our basic training the other day and moved back to this engineer's camp for advanced. The Topo gang were paraded to the survey officer today for another interview. We start our course just as soon as the training is over. We all feel better knowing something definite. The war is looking more favorable each day. The Air Forces are certainly giving Jerry all that's coming to him. We often see huge flights of bombers heading for the coast, sometimes up so high that they leave long trails of vapor behind them. Jerry has been sending over a few nuisance raiders over London. There is an alarm on at present. Guess he has to do something so he can make a report to the people. It's pretty nearly suicide for Jerry to come over as the defense is pretty strong. The darn sirens bother people more than the actual raid. I told you in one of the other letters that I had become a barber. At least I'm cutting hair and getting paid for it. It keeps me in tobacco at least. The smokes here are expensive and rotten. Well, darling, I hope this letter reaches you before the 5th of November. I am sending a cablegram which should arrive a few days previous, so let me know if you get it okay. You never mentioned getting the one I sent last September when I arrived here. Guess this will be all for the present, darling. Write soon and often. Bye-bye for the present. All my love to the best girl in the world. As ever. Roger XXXX. Letter number 15, straight mail, October 25, 1943.
Note from Phil, missing page 1 and 3.
Field, so we went into town Sunday, saw a show, Gary Cooper Ball of Fire. I had seen it before but still enjoyed it. After that we had a good dinner, roast beef, fruit salad and 2 cups of coffee. The best coffee I have tasted over here. We then walked around until dark before going into a pub. It was full of Canadian, Limeys and free French and Polish. A couple of Canadian lads had a fiddle and guitar. They played the old hoedown music, rather corny. And the rest, especially the French, tried square dancing. It was a lot of fun. The only trouble was getting home in the blackout. We tried a shortcut. Page 4. Wait until I get my long leaves. I intend writing the other cousin in Chester. Maybe I'll get an invite up there. Might just as well line up the rich ones first. Well, dear, another 10 days will be your birthday. I am wondering what you will be doing for the day, and I am wondering what you are doing this minute. It will be almost 10 after 2 Toronto time, so you are probably working hard. But not too hard, I hope. Have you had any more checkups with the doctor, Margie? Let me know what he says and how you feel. Well, darling, we'll write again in a day or two, sooner if I get an air form. Bye-bye for now, all my love, dear. As ever. Roger XXXX. Letter number 16, airmail, October 28, 1943. Dear Margie. Received a straight letter from you Tuesday. I forgot the date, but it was an 8-paged one written in 3 parts. I like your long letters giving me all the news down to the minor details. I am glad you like your new job and am certainly grateful that there is no hard work connected with it. I can see you trying to better your time to and from work each day. I'll bet you have been late by now. You mentioned the shirts we sent from NS. Did you say that they showed no signs of life or some signs of life? I couldn't make out what you mentioned. We are on our second week of advanced training, had a 20-mile route march last night, made it in 6.5 hours. A long way after a day's work. But with the exception of a few blisters and swollen feet, the whole section came through okay, which is a record. Today we were put over the obstacle course, which consists of a 40-foot tower which we climb up then slide down a rope. A 100-foot rope bridge and a 10-foot brick wall to scale besides the ordinary ditches, hurdles, wire etc. There was plenty of grunting and groaning. I am sending a cablegram Saturday, let me know when it arrives, it should only take 3 or 4 days so should catch your birthday. I only wish I were with you so we could celebrate together, boy would we have fun. I shall be looking forward to a parcel in another couple of weeks. The SIGs should be along soon. Keep them coming darling in the 300 lots, they come faster and safer. Cigarettes are the main things over here. The English smokes are terrible. There isn't much room on one of these sheets after all, but better than the aerograph. By the way, how are they coming? Have had no mail from mother for over a couple of weeks, giving she is busy getting situated in Windsor and hope she gets to like the place. Did I tell you I received a letter from Art Bowyer? He had been to Stratford-on-Avon, one of the aunts has had a stroke and isn't expected to recover. Art was at Coventry as well and had a real time of it. He is not far from here, but rather difficult to get to. Maybe I will make it this Sunday, I will try. Well darling, this is the last lap. We'll write you right after the weekend, maybe another blue form if I get it. So, until then, all my love dearest. As ever. Roger XXXX.
The aunts in Stratford-on-Avon are from my grandmother Boyer's side. The surname is Bowyer for her side of the family. P.B.